Shalom, everyone. Good afternoon. I'll be right back. Hello, good afternoon. Shalom, everyone. Hello, Adjoa. Hello, Juliana, Kessie, Michael, Priscilla, and Rachel. You're welcome to today's forum.
Hi.
Hi. So today's section promises to be informative and educative. So are we ready to listen to what Ms. Lamte has for us today? Can anyone share with us what they understand by diaspora? Because we use the word so much, and I think most of us don't know what it really means. What do we think of diaspora? Sister Juliana, can you help us?
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah. So diaspora. Okay, my understanding about it is Africans who live outside. Yeah, basically Africans who live outside.
Oh, okay. Does anyone else have any other meaning? Brother Michael, if you can speak, can you help us?
What she said, please.
What do you understand by diaspora? By the term diaspora? Hello?
I saw what she said. The same thing because like let's say for example Ghana, those outside countries are referred to as the diasporans or those outside. So
Oh, okay. Okay, we didn't hear you the first time. Sorry about that. Okay, thank you, Michael. Anyone else, please, has any other definition of diaspora? So from the dictionary, diaspora means a population that is scattered across regions which are separate from its geographic place of origin. So I think what Brother Michael and Sister Juliana shared is correct. They're saying Africans dispersed around. So I think that's the general idea. People who are not from a particular place who are dispersed to other places. Any other definitions or ideas about diaspora?
Okay, Sister Sharon, I have a question.
Okay, Pastor, go ahead.
Were you saying that people who have been scattered, what has scattered these people? Are we talking economic scattering, political scattering? ISIS is chasing them, they have scattered. What kind of scattering are we talking about? Or even spiritual persecution? They are running for their faith, so they have scattered. I want to understand.
Okay, Pastor, please hold on. So from a Jewish definition of diaspora, it refers to the period between the Roman occupation and the subsequent deportation of Jews from Judea. That is during the olden days. So it's something that has to do with dispersion of people based on certain circumstances.
Well,
does that?
No, I'm not satisfied at all. So the Jews in their case, why were they on a run?
They were chased by their opposers, so they had to move to other places.
So it's political.
Yes, it's political.
Okay. So they are the people who are diasporans.
Come again.
When people are being chased for political reasons and they end up somewhere else, then they are diasporans.
Yes, they are termed as diasporans. Yes.
What if it's not political? People want money and they are scattering because of money. What about them?
That's why I said different reasons. There are different reasons, not just political.
And my reasons, ne? So political, so economic is one of them.
Yeah.
Where are the people who defined it? You have left Sharon alone and she has to fight for it. Where are the people? Who gave you the definition?
From the Oxford Dictionary.
I think, was it Michael? Michael gave one.
Yeah, Brother Michael and Juliana.
Michael, please help us. You are the expert. I mean, I have heard diaspora myself, but I'm not sure what to make of it. So I think I'm looking forward to really getting some meat. Oh, Michael and Juliana. Is Juliana around?
Oh, Pastor, if I may.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah. So there are multiple reasons. I think the most common reasons are colonization.
Okay.
I think forced migration. Maybe living at one place and that place is no longer able to provide sustenance. Like in the case of the Israelites who moved to Egypt during the famine. That's another case. So maybe
So that's economic.
Yeah. That's economic. Yes, and yes, it's economic, but there's also that economic aspect where you sort of have a choice or the freedom to move, and you end up sort of gathering in a place where you perceive to have better opportunities than you currently have. So it's not like your where you are now is currently bad, but you are moving to a place where you believe that there are greater opportunities, maybe because there are not enough opportunities for your people where you find yourself. But there are also times where people are forced due to maybe someone taking over their lands or a famine or what have you. And then there's the colonization, the one that Africans are most common with. But I think what makes people stand out when it comes to the diasporans is that though they are no longer in the place, their original place, they still, however, remain connected.
Right.
In the form of culture, in the form of heritage. For example, you now find a lot of blacks who are now trying to trace their roots, their African roots down to Nigeria, what have you, and all that. So I think that's the added aspect of it. There are also certain blacks that may consider themselves full Americans. You not necessarily consider them diasporans, but those who are spread apart, have roots, and are interested in re-establishing those lost roots or finding those common establishing that common culture and what have you. Yes, those are diasporans. So Jewish people, for example, they have close ties to Israel. And I mean, we even see it in conflicts and the global conflicts and what have you, where they have a strong voice and a strong level of influence in the way regarding matters of their home country, that kind of thing. So I think that's something that makes diaspora stand out. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Thank you, brother, for enlightening me. Now I get it, because I see a lot of modern day migration also happening when Guineans and other Africans look at what is happening in Europe and elsewhere. They decide to move. And Bible says that the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. If the earth belongs to my father, and I decide to go and relocate to another place, I don't think there's any problem with that. So maybe after this talk, some people are going to get inspiration for migration and become diasporans. Why not? But anyway, This is fantastic. So Sister Sharon, I think your speaker is now around, so I'll leave you to
Yes, please.
Introduce her and then we go on. God bless you.
Okay. So we have our speaker online. Sister Marina, can you say hello to us?
I like how you said Sister Marina. Oh my gosh. You're taking me back to the Holy Child school days when they called me Sister Marina. Oh
Yeah,
Lord.
yeah, you are my senior in Holy Child, so that's why
Hey,
I call
why
you
you
Sister Marina.
oh my gosh, that's why
Yeah.
you trying to give my age here? You're trying to spoil my street cred.
Sorry about that. So
Can you see me? Can you see me?
now, she's Marina Lante, and is a multiple award-winning international relations expert dedicated to advancing economic growth, social development, and gender equality, with expertise in promoting investment opportunities and empowering diaspora communities. She is currently serving as the pioneer head of diaspora relations at the Ghana Investment Promotion Center. In her role, Marina spearheads the facilitation of investment opportunities for individuals and businesses within the diaspora community by coordinating and disseminating valuable information. She empowers diaspora investors to explore diverse investment prospects. With a passion for creating unforgettable experiences, Marina utilizes her expertise in strategic planning and execution to craft exceptional events that captivate audiences, including the renowned Taste of Ghana Festival, Diaspora Investment Summit, and an array of other captivating activities. Outside of her professional endeavors, Marina is the founder of UMI Foundation, which is a non-profit organization focused on inspiring people to help their communities through impactful and sustainable initiatives. Marina is passionate advocate for women and girls' rights. She firmly believes that empowering women and girls is not only a matter of equality, but also instrumental in fostering diversity, reducing poverty, and promoting sustainable development. Through active involvement in mentoring programs, skills training initiatives, and advocacy campaigns, she strives to create positive change and create a more inclusive society. So audience, that's your speaker. Sister Marina, you have the floor. Can we hear it for her? A round of applause for our speaker. Do it the City Harvest way. Let me hear your shouting. Hey!
I think
You're welcome.
you don't want me to live it down with this, Sister Marina. Well, once again, thank you, Sharon, and you and your team for inviting me to speak. I'm very grateful to be here, and I do know it was last minute, but I will do anything for Ajwa. So thank you once again. So you've already done an extensive introduction, so I'll just tell you a little brief on what I do here at GIPC and then outside of GIPC. So as you mentioned, my name is Marina, and I'm the head of diaspora relations at the Ghana Investment Promotion Center. So here at GIPC, what we do is we are under the Office of the President, we're an investment promotion agency, and we facilitate, encourage, and attract foreign direct investments to Ghana. We also provide business advisory services, aftercare services, as well as diaspora services. So that's where I come in. My current role is the head of diaspora relations. So I currently coordinate a team on all matters relating to the diaspora community. We also do a lot of...
Marina, we want to see you, please.
Is it not sharing? Is it my face not?
We can't see your face.
Oh, sorry. I asked and nobody said anything.
Yes,
so the camera was
we can see you now. God bless you.
I can't see myself, so I don't know what's going on. Yes. Well, yes. So we also, my team and I provide investment opportunities to the diaspora community. We also do that through social media and traditional media. So currently I lead a team about 8 to 10. I can't even remember, but yes, we've been doing that for quite some time. And then you would ask, why do we want to, target the diaspora community? So for us at GIPC, I was speaking to Pastor earlier, and for us, one of the main things is because the diaspora community, they provide a lot of knowledge sharing. They also, Ghana currently is the second in terms of remittances. We receive about 4.6 billion in 2022 alone. We term the diaspora community as anybody of African descent. So we just don't target the Ghanaians, right? We target anybody of African descent. So the African Americans, the Afro-Caribbeans, those are our targets. Why would we want to target them? They provide a lot of knowledge sharing, right? And the diasporas, they also have affinity towards their home. They also provide a lot of belonging for us. I think somebody was saying earlier, Cassie Blay was talking about that. It's for us, it's one of the number one things that we do. We also want them to come and invest in Ghana, because investing in Ghana is helping all of us, right, to build the economy. So this is one of the, these are some of the reasons why we target the diaspora community. I have a presentation to share to take you through some of the things that we do before we dive into today's topic. So, Pastor, if you allow me, I'll just share my screen, and then we can move on. Hopefully I get this done right. I'm not very well versed on Zoom. My office, we do a lot of MS Teams. So yeah, I don't even know how I'm going to do this, but let's see. Okay, do you want me to email it to you? Because I asked for the email so that I can share it with you right away, and you can share it from your side.
Yes, please.
Yeah, okay, just hold on 1 second. Can you just WhatsApp me your email address so I forward it to you right now?
Marina, you can send it to my email.
Which one? Can you just WhatsApp it to me?
Sharon Benya. Yeah.
If you just WhatsApp it to me right now. I'm
okay,
trying to.
Absolutely.
I am
okay.
not. I think, as you can see, it says Microsoft SharePoint. So I have no idea what's. I think we've been kind of spoiled with using Teams here. So. Let's see. Okay, that's it. So it's a link, you just have to download it and then we can. All right, Sharon, I've sent it to you. You should receive it. Yes, it says email sent.
Okay. Now let me check.
So whilst we wait, is it possible to get a little introduction as to what you guys do as well? And what we are doing here today? I'd love to know. And I see one of my people here, Mina. I saw you earlier. Are you still on?
Yes, Marina, I'm here.
So this is City Harvest School. It's a school of ministry that is training with a divine mandate to prepare people for to prepare the people of God for the Lord's harvest in our generation and beyond. City Harvest is a thriving community seeking to raise a generation of harvest-conscious workers with a total commitment to missions and evangelism to win the nations for the Lord. So what we do is empower people through the word to go out and make disciples of all nations. That's our mission as a school. And apart from winning souls, we know that we live in a world and we have other means of living. That is our work and stuff like that. So we try to always find new ways of learning things. So that's what we are doing today. We have this forum to educate our students and people who want to learn any other topic apart from ministry. So that's what we are having today.
Right. So kingdom building in all aspects, basically.
Yeah.
I like that. Well, it's a pleasure being here today. Is it possible to do a little introduction? Your leaders, I'd love to meet all of them. Whilst we wait, and the pastor is trying to hide. Whilst we wait, we do a little introduction. I know who's on.
Okay, so we have Pastor Elias. He's the president of the school. We have Adjoa and Torin Kansa. She's one of the board members. Sister Juliana is an executive member. She's the head of enrollment. I am in charge of missions and evangelism. Yes, I am Sharon, and I am head of missions and evangelism. So I think These
Yes.
are the only leaders I can see on the line now.
Right.
And
Okay.
the rest are students of the school. So we can go ahead with.
It's a pleasure meeting you. So that's my screen share, no?
Come again.
Have you shared the screen? Because I can see my PPT.
No, please hold on.
Oh, hold on. It's showing here. I'm sharing it.
Marina, I think whilst we are waiting,
Right.
you can tell us about GIPC. People hear about GIPC, but we don't know who they are.
Yeah, so as I said before, so GIPC is an investor promotion agency. We are currently under the Office of the President. So our main focus is to attract, facilitate, and encourage foreign direct investment to Ghana, right? We do that through various missions and events that we embark on. So when I say missions, I mean that we go outside of Ghana to go and have conversations with investors, try to, convince them, basically market Ghana. That's what we do. We try to convince them to come to Ghana and invest in Ghana. And investing in Ghana provides a lot of it provides a lot of jobs, right, for the citizens of the country. It also helps us grow our economy, right, number one, and it also provides them skills training. So what some of these companies do is when they come in, they provide a lot of training for the Ghanaian citizens as well. So our goal is to market Ghana. We are branding Ghana. We are making sure that Ghana is the number one. Anything that you want to think of in terms of investments, Ghana is the number one place, especially for Africa. Yes, so that's what we do. We are marketing. We are trying to market Ghana.
Wow. So what about Ghanaians who also want to go outside in terms of their brand? Do you help to market them?
In terms of their brand, in terms of helping Ghanaians, yeah. So for me here, my role, I do a lot of that. So I have a couple of diasporans. It should also be in the PPT. So some diasporans that have moved back, who want for us to provide visibility. We have something known as the Diaspora Spotlight. Now that you've watched yourself, I'll probably put it on there. But we have something known as the Diaspora Spotlight. So that Diaspora Spotlight, we showcase diasporas that have moved back to Ghana. We market them. It's at no cost to you. We market you. We send you questions, your interview questions. You send us what you do. We share those articles with our various investors. It would interest you to know that sometimes the investors call them directly, actually, to invest in their businesses. We also have something known as the Grow Ghana campaign. So, as this one, it's more of a print, as the Diaspora Spotlight is more print, Grow Ghana is a video, right? So we come to you once again, at no cost to you. We come to your business, place of business. We interview you, we speak to you, and we record it. What we do with these videos is currently is even playing on multi-choice. I think it's playing on most of the channels. African Magic, I think is number one on African Magic. We some of the events that we do, we play these videos. And same thing, we've had people get called. Most recently, I got the information that one of the events that we did, somebody got called and an investor has invested about $100 million, right?
Hey.
So yes,
That's a lot of money.
yes, that's a lot of money. Yes. So these are some of the things that we don't. I wish we share more of it, right? But then my passion is to make sure that I put people at the forefront. So you can go to our Instagram page, Diaspora Investment Desk, on Instagram. We also have the Diaspora Spotlight page on Instagram as well. I don't know that Grow Ghana is still active, but these two are still active. So Diaspora Investment Desk on Instagram and Diaspora Spotlight. So you can see some of the. Let me open it and show you. So you can see some of the diasporas that have moved back that we've actually interviewed. They've gotten calls. I mean, we can't share the information as to who has received funding and whatnot, but in our own small way, this is what we are doing. So if you can see my screen, these are some of and that's the page right there. I don't know if you can see my screen.
Right.
Yes. So that's the Diaspora Spotlight. So all these people we've interviewed, like I said, it's at no cost to you at all. So if you want, some people reach out to us and say, hey, Marina, can you please, do this for us? I have this brand, maybe I have a chocolate brand or a chocolate product, and I want to, enter into the diaspora market. How can you help me?
Right.
We do that for you for free. For free.
Perfect. I want to establish my Sobolo brand, I'll come and see you.
Please come, please come. And then we also have, I mean, Mina's on here, she's part of the team working on that. We have the Diaspora Investment Summit coming up in 2 weeks. So we have exhibition booths available. So if you're ready or you're, I can give a discount on that one, don't worry. You can come and showcase your Sobolo brand there and sell it, basically. So the Diaspora Investment Summit is a convergence of diaspora investors, entrepreneurs, foreign investors, all in one room. So far, over 1,000 people have registered that they are coming. We have participants from all over the world coming in. Over 100 speakers will be there. So I think it'll be good for your team and your students if they can pass through. I have the link. I will share it with Sharon, and you can share it with your students as well, just to register and let us know what you're interested in. We have 3 breakout rooms. I know we've completely veered from what we are here to do today, but I hope this.
Part of it.
It's
Yeah.
all part. You're learning.
I hope this helps someone. So we have 3 breakout rooms. So we have the Diaspora Investment breakout room. So in that room, you have like the Ministry of Finance, GIPC itself, and these are all the bosses of the institutions. You have BOG, you have GSC, which is the Ghana Stock Exchange, and that room talks about all things diaspora investment. So if that's what you're interested in, you go to that breakout room. Then we have the diaspora engagement policy and diaspora experience. So finally, last year, Ghana was able to implement its diaspora engagement policy. So you would have conversations with so the Minister of Information, the Diaspora Affairs Office of the President, and private sector. So that's the public sector, and then we have the private sector as well, who would be who will be on the panel discussing all things diaspora engagement policy as well as diaspora experience. So if you have students here who have diaspora experience, they've moved back to Ghana, they want to share their experience, hey, why not come on board? We'll be able to put you on the platform to have conversations, with others who have moved back and are doing exceptionally well. And then we have the diaspora change makers, as well as diaspora tourism. So that's, we put it together. And diaspora tourism talks about everything, arts, fashion, music, theater. When you think about the top people in all those industries, they will be in the room. So that's a roundtable discussion, and they'll be in the room. So you can ask them as many questions that you want in that field. We have people talking about cosmetics, for instance, if that's what you want to get into. Yes, so it's on the 28th, it starts on the 28th and 29th. So if you're interested, you can come over and join us, and yeah.
And where will it be located?
AIC's Accra International Conference Center.
Okay.
Yes. I'll send you the details. I'll send you the flyers so you can share with your students as well.
Okay, we really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Please, can you see the presentation?
Hold on.
Yeah, we can. We can from the side.
Oh, you can? Okay, so I can't see it from my side. So I'm going to open it from my PPT, right? And I think it should still work. Yes, yeah. So I'm sure it should still work. So I'm going to start from where it says diaspora investment. Unfortunately, I can't see my screen. I'm not sure what's going on today, but let's see. Yes, I see it. So what you see now is the Ghana story,
Right.
Right, okay, so I'm just going to do a couple of, Sean, can you go down to the next slide, please? So that's a video. Can you click on it and see if it'll play it from your side? So that yes.
Currently hosting the Secretariat of African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement, Ghana has officially become the commercial and trade hub of Africa. The country occupies a top spot in West Africa, providing investors an enabling business environment backed by strong economic fundamentals, dynamic policies, and political stability. Ghana remains the gateway to Africa, favorably positioned at the center of the world and easily accessible to all parts of the world by flight. The overall friendly nation is the land of opportunity, full of optimism and open for business. Ghana is home to some of the continent's fast developing fintech companies, growing and attracting investments from across the globe. The nation's commitment to talent development, infrastructure expansion, and strong support for innovation continuously attracts large global tech corporations such as Google and Twitter. Ghana enjoys a high degree of connectivity with one of the highest mobile voice and data penetration rates. Ghana's agriculture and agro-processing sector benefits from an abundant supply of natural resources, including diverse plant, animal, and marine life. Strong policies like the Planting for Food and Jobs, agri-modernization, and industrialization continue to accelerate growth and diversification in the sector. The Ghanaian manufacturing sector benefits from a raft of policies aimed at sparking a new industrial revolution. The new automotive policy has seen the offering of an automobile hub with renowned car makers such as VW, Toyota, Sinotruk, and others assembling vehicles locally. Meanwhile, the One District, One Factory initiative, coupled with a friendly business environment, has led to the rapid setup and expansion of factories across the country. Ghana is one of the world's minerally rich sites. It ranks first in Africa for gold mining and seventh globally. Large deposits of bauxite, diamond, and manganese are also extracted in Ghana. Ghana is set to become the first West African lithium producer with an estimated production of 2 million tons per annum. As a fast-growing oil and gas producer, Ghana's petroleum industry offers investment opportunities ranging from exploration and discovery to refining and marketing. With 3 offshore oil and gas fields, Ghana's oil production is estimated to go up to 500,000 barrels per day by 2024. The Ghanaian government is working on a combination of track restoration and expansion, as well as the building of entirely new train lines to increase the coverage of railway in the country, while 11,000 kilometers of roads has also been earmarked for construction across the country. The nation's Kotoka Airport is ranked as the best in service quality in Africa for the size of 2 to 5 million passengers. Meanwhile, the country's main port, the Tema Port, is one of the largest in Africa with a capacity to handle 3.5 million 20-foot equivalent units. Ghana's booming economy, expanding trade footprint, and population generates a steady stream for the demand of goods and services, driving growth in the services sector. This sector has over the years seen rapid development to becoming a major employer with over 42% contribution to the country's GDP. Ghana entices visitors from all walks of life with some of the world's most historic forts, delectable cuisine, beautiful beaches, and diverse culture. The successes chalked in the year of return has made Ghana a top travel and investment destination for Africans in the diaspora. Ghana's creative industry ecosystem is one of the most innovative, cost-effective, and talented on the continent. The nation's creative art portfolio is undeniably diverse, cutting across music, art, film, and fashion. The industry has taken an added significance as the work of artists become more visible to the world. Ghana's healthcare sector is rapidly evolving, thanks to significant infrastructure investment, increased insurance coverage, and growing private sector developments. Zipline, a medical drone delivery company, has stepped in to help meet the immediate needs of communities and healthcare specialists in rural areas. Indeed, Ghana still remains a land of opportunities, full of optimism about an exciting future. We are open for business, and we invite you to come, grow in Ghana, and grow with Ghana.
So that's a little snapshot of why you should come and invest in Ghana. I don't know how many diasporans are on here, but we welcome you to Ghana to come and invest in Ghana. So one would ask, Sharon, can you please go on to the next 2 slides? Why we are targeting the diaspora. So, and why we have a diaspora desk at the Ghana Business Promotion Center. So after the year of return saw about 1.6 million diasporas coming in just in that December. So the president saw it best to have a diaspora investments desk at the premier agency that's responsible for bringing in foreign direct investments in quotes, diaspora direct investments to Ghana, because we just don't want you to come and have fun, because that's what usually happens, right? December and GH, dirty December, you come and have fun in December and then you leave. No, we want you to come back. We want you to focus your energy on investing in Ghana. So that's why we have the diaspora investment desk here at the GIPC. So there are many ways and various sectors that you can invest in. So can we move on to the next slide? So at GIPC, we've done a couple of missions abroad. We've been to the US, we've been to Canada, We have been to the Caribbean, Latin America, and these missions that we embark on, our main focus is to bring in diaspora direct investments to Ghana. So that's the main thing. I don't want to spend majority of today, I think I'm losing my bandwidth, but I don't want to spend majority of today just focused on what, why you should come and invest in Ghana. I want to help you and be able to translate your investments, right? So Sharon, can you please go down to the couple of slides? I also want to give you proven models. Just keep going, yes. I just want to give you these are all mentioned in the video, so we can go down. I'll share the slides with you after as well. But one of the main reasons we're here this afternoon is to give you proven models as to the various priority sectors that we have diasporas that have actually moved back, who are doing exceptionally well. So I think we will get to, yes, keep going. Yeah, so these are all captured in the video, so I can just, yes, keep going. Okay, keep going. I'll let you know when to stop, please. Okay, keep going. So like I said, I'll share the slide so that we're not here all day. We just want to, yeah, so stop here, right here. So now we get to the tourism sector. So sorry, I'm losing my bandwidth. I'll just run through it quickly and then try and turn off my video. Or I can just, actually, I'm going to turn this off and then let me start the questions. So just give me 1 second, yes. So we have the tourism sector. It's a booming sector. It's a sector that a lot of Ghanaians and diasporas are interested in right now. Sharon, please go to the video. Sorry, the pictures. You see 2 ladies there? Yes, those 2 ladies, yes. So these are just examples of Ghanaians. So Auntie Patricia, she has a resort in Kumasi, and it is one of the biggest. She lived in the US for over 30 years. She always wanted to invest in Ghana, so she saved, and now she has one of the biggest resorts in the Ashanti region. Then we have Vidette. So Vidette has Salter Chalet. So Salter Chalet is a tourism boutique concierge services. So anything that has to do with tourism, so you want to come to Ghana, you want to know the places to visit. So Vidette is the one to talk to. So these are all diasporas. She's also from the UK. She lived in Ghana for a bit and went to the UK, and she's doing exceptionally well. I wish I could play the videos, but I don't want us to be here all day, and I don't want to. Okay, so please keep going. The next thing is a video, but we can discuss that later. Please go down. I don't want to do any sore spots for and talk about too much sports, because I know that we recently had a hit. So, but yes, but the football, the sports sector is one of the thriving sectors that we are trying to get funding for, because as you can see, it's a real struggle these days for Ghana in terms of sporting activities. But thankfully, we have some diasporas who are willing to invest in it. So we have Pops Mensah Buntu. He's currently, I think he's the second and only Ghanaian NBA player, Ghanaian American NBA player. So he has a foundation now where he comes to Ghana yearly to train, the young boys and girls on how to play, basketball. And then we have the NFL as well. He's Ryan Glover. He's an African American who comes down every year as well to train the Ghanaian youth on how to play the NFL and American football. Then real estate. So real estate is one of the number one thing in terms of the sectors. One of the number one inquiries that we receive via GIPC. As I always say, everybody, there are 2 businesses that you can never go wrong in: agribusiness and real estate. Everybody has to eat, right? And everybody needs shelter. So one of the major sectors is property development. And Sharon, if you can go to where the pictures are, I can tell you the diaspora that have moved. Yes. So these 3, they're doing exceptionally well, to be honest. Niloku is one of the first people to bring smart homes to Ghana. The first 2 of them would be at the Diaspora Investment Summit. So you can meet them in terms of networking. I think it was one of the topics we have today. So you can meet them, you can have conversations with them at the event. So yes, so Niloku is one of the first people, as I mentioned, who brought smart homes to Ghana. Then we have Hannah Tiase. She's doing exceptionally well. She has a plethora of knowledge when it comes to real estate. She's registered as well. And then we have Ayi Mensah Park. If you know anything about Ayi Mensah Park, which is in the Ibri area, they had, it's something that Kofi Anku did very well. He brought his He brought the investors in and invested about $30 million in Ghana alone on real estate, and that's where they have their elements apart. I think they've been able to add more to it. I'll be willing to share his information, all the information with you, because we have contacts for all of them. So just in case you want to get into the real estate business, I'll be willing to do that for you. Can you please go on to the next couple of slides? Then we have fintech. So fintech is also one of the areas. I mean, right now everything is digital now. So please keep going down to where the pictures are. These stats, I can share them with you later. I just want you to see. Yes, so I'm sure at this point, everybody knows ZPay. In 2022, he won GC100. So GC100 is where we have 100 companies all over Ghana who are awarded, and he came up on top. And now we have PayAngel and Jones. He's also doing very, very well in the fintech space. So if you want to get into the fintech space, like I said, I'm able and happy to share their contact information with you. Some of them are willing to provide mentorship as well. So if that's what you're willing to do, we can do that for you. Can you please keep going, scrolling down? Manufacturing is also very, very key. It's an area that a lot of these diasporas are interested in. I don't know if you know Shea Moisture, the cosmetic brand. So they actually come to the north, and they actually pay the women, they get the shea butter, and then they go back to the US. Guess what? They manufacture it and bring it back to us and sell it back to us. So these are natural products that we have here. So if this is a business that you're trying to get into, it's a very lucrative business. Imagine just going to the north and exporting just the raw materials, right? Exporting the raw shea butter to the US, to the UK, all over the world. And, sometimes it's not, thankfully right now, there are a lot of companies in Ghana getting into cosmetics. So we have Violet and Mabing, who's doing Skin Gourmet, and then we have R&R, I forgot her first name, Valerie, who's doing R&R Cosmetics. And right now they are exporting. You go to the airports, and these are people that are using our natural resources here, our natural products, and now exporting to, the various countries. So if it's something that you're looking forward to doing, yes, it's a very lucrative area. Then we have, I think she's even coming up on the slide. Then we have agribusiness. As I said, everybody has to eat. It's something that you can't do without. So there are various investment opportunities in the agribusiness. Please go down to the picture so that we see yes, I always like to have, faces to what we do. That's Violet, as I was talking about, Skin Gourmet. For her, you can even eat, as you said, you can literally eat every single thing from her brand. So while you use it on your skin, you can eat it. That's how natural it is. Then we have Marie-Louise. So Marie-Louise has a cotton farm. She has it in the Ashanti region, and she's the first person in Ghana to do so. So as mentioned, and I keep saying it, if you want the contact information, I have all of them. I'm willing to share if you want mentorship. Renewable energy, right now, solar energy. So you've seen how climate change is a very big thing now. If you want to get into the renewable energy, solar energy space, these are the Ghanaians who are doing it now, diasporas who are doing it now. So Ernest moved back about, I think 10 years ago, he mentioned, and now he's doing exceptionally well. I think he did the ANC solar energy for them, all of those things, so solar panels for them. So there are various opportunities in Ghana. And then for me, I always like to put faces to it. So these are Ghanaians. They're all Ghanaians that have moved back. So it's possible for you to do it. If you want, in terms of business advisory services, GIPC, for me, my desk, we do a lot of hand-holding. Okay, I can turn my video back on because it's done. Yes, so at GIPC, we do a lot of hand-holding here. If you want to register a business, either you want to go to the Registrar General, VRA, SNIT, all these things, we provide a lot of hand-holding services that we can, we give you the contact. We don't leave you, especially my team, we don't do that. So if there's anything that you need, you always reach out to us, and then we'll be willing to do that for you. So I think that's it for now. Pastor, do you move on to the questions, or you want me to move on to the next one? Sharon.
Yes, I think that's a very good background. So we can now tackle the questions.
Right, okay. So are there any questions as to what I've done so far before we move on to the networking and all of that?
I have a question.
Sure.
I'm not sure what the protocol is. Do I ask? Do I text it?
Oh, feel free to ask.
Yes, you can ask.
Okay, thank you very much for the presentation. I think my question is on how your desk is dealing with the barriers in relation to access and starting businesses in Ghana. I think the World Bank Doing Business report shows how very difficult it is to start a business in Ghana. And I think one of the factors is that if me and say, I'm a Ghanaian in the diaspora, but if me and say my Togolese friend who met here decide to start a business in Ghana, the GIPC minimum capital requirement is about 200,000. Immediately we are barred out if we have a business that we are probably willing to invest only $100,000 or $150,000 for now, or even $20,000. So that prevents a lot of SMEs, and Ghana is very heavily driven by SMEs in terms of businesses. It prevents a lot of SMEs from starting business with foreign counterparts and bringing in that kind of foreign investments, because you cannot just meet that minimum capital requirement until after a while, especially for young people. For multinationals, it's very easy money for them to raise and to prove to GIPC, to prove to the Bank of Ghana and the Registrar General's Department. So for your office, when you have people coming in for 30 December, and now they decide to invest, and they are not Ghanaians, it's probably maybe a Ghanaian and his Jamaican friend, or a Ghanaian and their Haitian friend who will decide to invest in Ghana. How do you support them to break down these barriers, or what are you trying to do in terms of legislation or opportunities for them to break down some of these barriers so that we can drive more investments, not just in terms of the amount, but in terms of the quantity of investments?
May I please know who's speaking? You didn't introduce yourself, so I have no.
Oh, I'm so sorry. My name is Yini, Yinny. Yeah.
Okay, nice to meet you, Yini. So I'm sure you can see I was laughing the whole time you're asking me that question, because one of the things that comes up a lot, to be honest, is one of the major barriers that we have here. So finally, I can say that GIPC is, we have our reforms. We are trying to change our system here, right? We're trying to change the reforms here. So we are currently a cabinet trying to remove those barriers, okay? Because like you said, $200,000 for the diaspora is a bit much, right? Especially if you're an individual, right? I always say, for me, I prefer a tier system, okay? Because we have different categories of diasporas, right? Some of them who have been living outside for so long, who can say, yes, they can boast of $1 million as savings, but not everybody can boast of $1 million, or do you understand, 200,000 or 500,000 and whatnot. So these are barriers that have plagued us. I promise you, it's something that we've been dealing with for a long time. Because yes, we get the foreigners coming in, but what about the diaspora? So thankfully, I'm here, and we've been able to push, and it's currently a cabinet. So I'm praying by the end of this year, we should have our reforms changed, and that barrier will be lifted. So hold me to it.
Wonderful, thank you so much. And yeah, I definitely will hold you to it.
You're welcome.
All right, any more questions?
So I have a question. So in regards to digitalizations and transformations, I'm not sure that you had anything on that, but are people from the diaspora moving in with those ideas, trying to have those reforms?
Miranda, introduce yourself a little bit.
I'm sorry. So my name is Miranda.
Right.
And I live in the US.
Nice to meet you, Miranda. So you're more into the digital space?
Correct, yes.
Yeah, so we do have a lot of people, a lot of diasporas interested in, but I'll tell you, to be honest, a lot more people are interested in fintech, right? Because that's where the money is right now. As I mentioned before, ZPay, PayAngel and whatnot. But yes, I could get you the stats for the digital space. But for us here, the most inquiries we receive are fintech, real estate, and agribusiness. So these are the major ones we receive. You hardly have people coming into the digital space, but I could get you the data. I could find it for you and then get it for you, if that's where your interest lies.
Thank you. So also I have two more questions, sorry. So in your opinion, do you think that there's a niche for that market?
100%.
Okay.
100%.
And And my next question is, if you are trying to bring in one of those biggest companies, so let's say, I know they already have Samsung, but like more in manufacturing. So let's say Wayfair, right? Trying to move into Ghana, right? But their limitations is how to actually bring those goods in Ghana, because and again, it's more of the boxes where you have to assemble it yourselves. So, and I know we also have the weather that might be a constraint because of the wood here might not be suitable for the environment in Ghana, right? But then, are there companies already doing that? Or if somebody wants to actually, one of those big companies wants to move in Ghana with that idea, is there a way they can go about it? Or do you have any?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes, absolutely. So for the equipment you talked about, we do give tax rebates, right? Based off of what the equipment are. We do give tax rebates on that one. So that's good news. So you can just get in touch with me. I can share with you, because we have categories of them, right? So then I can share the details with you in terms of the equipment bits. And yes, when it comes to, we do have some Ghanaians who are providing in terms of the infrastructure, right? So you need a warehouse, you need like a building, an office building to set up, whatever it is that you need. Right. We have some Ghanaians doing that. So we can actually pair you up with them. We can give you their contact information and then you reach out to them. Yes, but we do have people doing that here.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, floor is still open. Questions?
Please, I have a question.
So,
Go ahead, Sandra.
Thank you very much, Pastor. Thank you very much for the very insightful session. So my name is Sandra. I live here in Ghana, and I just started a frozen food business. So frozen fish, chicken, vegetables, and all that. So if I'm looking to source foreign spices and all that, like foreign products, do you connect businesses with foreign brands that they can source from? And then secondly, do you also connect businesses here in Ghana with foreign customers, in the sense that let's say Mother's Day is coming and there's a Ghanaian living abroad who wants to get something for their mom? So I have Mother's Day packages. Is there a place where I can market to diasporans to get a gift package or a frozen food package for their mothers here in Ghana as a Mother's Day present? Thank you.
You're welcome, Sandra. Well, first of all, congratulations on your business. And I'm just,
Thank
as
you.
you were thinking, you know, you've actually even answered your question. You have another business that you just spoke about, which you can even set up, right? So what you just told me about, you know, find your frozen business, you can even set up the packaging bit of it. I've never heard of anybody doing that. So that's a niche on its own. So there's a business you can set up. So you can get in touch with me after. We'll speak more. So now you're leaving the session with 2 businesses.
Thank you. I'll get in touch.
No problem. But yes, to answer your question, yes, we do the matching. So we have some investors who don't live in Ghana. They want to invest in companies in Ghana, or startups like yours in Ghana. We've had people get in touch with us who are interested in investing in anybody in agribusiness or manufacturing or any of these other sectors. So yes, we do a lot of matching here as well. So that happens. So if you have a business that you want us to match you with, you send us your business profile. And then we send it to, my division doesn't handle that part. We will send it to the research development team, business development team, and then they would pair you up with someone. So I can share my contact information. Well, Sharon has it. They will give you all my contact information, my email, my number as well, so they can get in touch. And then I would, facilitate that meeting for you.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any more questions, people? Please, Marina, if there's no more questions, please, you can go on. You can continue. Yeah.
So one of the number one things I was asked today to talk about was networking. I know how networking can be daunting. Believe it or not, I'm an introvert, and I'm in a space where I have to always be out there and have conversations and network. See, I'm about to do an event with over 1,000 people in the room and whatnot. But sometimes I always say, how bad do you want it, right? How bad do you want that space? How bad do you want the success? How bad do you want to grow? So that in terms of networking, I always say you have to go for in-person meetings, in-person events. If you, for instance, I don't know, you didn't mention your names, I can't remember. The last speaker, the one who asked the question about frozen foods.
Sandra.
Sandra, yes, Sandra, yes. So for instance, you want to get into this space, right? So we have the Diasporan Investment Meeting Summit coming up in 2 weeks. You want to network, you can come to the events, right? And it's just not a shameless plug because like I said, we've already raised but it just means, giving you examples of how you can network. So you come to the events, you speak to people. I don't know, because you're a startup, I don't know, I think our exhibition booth will probably be a bit too high, right? So I can still give you the cost of each booth, and then you can decide if you want to come on board. But I'm thinking startup is probably too high. So the least you can do is probably come around and talk to people. I would probably advise that for you, somebody like you who's looking for funding or to be matched, you go to the Diaspora Investment Breakout Room, because that means there'll be business people in that room, right? So that you'll be able to network. So when it comes to networking, the number one rule I feel is going for events. In as much as it can be daunting, it's the number one thing. Then we have social media. Social media is also another way that you can do your networking. So my space, I'll say, is LinkedIn. So I literally connect with people that are into my space or are doing something that I feel, right, it's beneficial to me. So I get in touch with them. I send them DMs, I speak, because I feel like you always have to learn, right? You should always be humble enough to learn from somebody else. So you probably might have an X amount of following, but somebody has, like you think maybe you have 10,000 followers and somebody has 1,000 followers. You can still even learn from the person. So networking, one, for me, I think is in person, then social media. Then one, listen to as many online forums as possible. It's very, very crucial. I listen to a lot of, I'm always on YouTube. I go to YouTube University. I get a lot of networking there as well. That's how I actually even found some of the people that I'm in conversations with now. I do a lot of podcasts as well. So that's also another way that you can find people that you can network with. Like I said, social media, Instagram is what everybody knows. But I feel that if you're going into the business space, LinkedIn is your best bet, because that's where a lot of us corporate people are. Also professional networks. So for the diaspora, we have my very good friend, Christabel Darcy. She has a Diaspora. So a Diaspora is a diaspora professional network. I think Ruba as well, Denta, she has that as well. So they usually have events that you can attend, or they have meetings. That's another way that you can get your networking done. So I think for me, these are about the ones that are very effective for me. I can give you what, everybody says to do, but the ones that have worked for me, and the number one thing for me is one, social media, and then attending business forums, business meetings. Unless we don't hear about it, we make sure that even if you're there for just 30, 20 minutes, you are there, you get in touch with the right people, right? So that's just how to network. How do you maintain it? It's not just, I get your card and I'm done. Once in a while, I'll send a message to whoever it is and be like, hey, I'm checking in. I hope everything is well. Is there anything new in your space coming up? And then I have people do that as well, right? So once in a while, we do a lot of checking in. So not just getting their contact information, but actually sustaining and maintaining the relationship with them. And through networking, I've been able to build a much bigger network because I started the process. So these are the ways that I feel you can network, as well as maintaining them and building a much bigger network. Yes. So if there are any questions for me, I'll be happy to answer before we move on to the final one. There are no questions for me as to networking, nothing.
Any questions, people?
Okay. Maybe everybody's okay with that. So I just move on. I just move on to the next one, which is what businesses can you do? And this is, like I said, solely subjective. My experience over the years in terms of the businesses you can get into with the diasporas. The number one thing I mentioned earlier was remittances, right? So if imagine 4.6 billion coming in annually, but this is just what World Bank has reported. So the formal channels, that's the formal channels. And now the informal channels are the ones that coming to Ghana. Maybe I have an auntie in the UK. Hi.
Hello.
Someone speaking, Sham. Oh. Okay. Yes. So as I was saying, so the informal channels that are not even tracked. So for instance, you have an auntie abroad or uncle abroad who's, somebody's coming to get.
Yes.
Hello? Somebody muted me. I don't know.
Hello. I have a question on the net.
Hello?
Okay.
Hello?
I think the person has a question, but is experiencing network challenges.
Hello, Anita. Do you have a question? Okay. Marina, you carry on.
Right. Okay. So for instance, the informal sector that is not really tracked, like I'll give an example, where somebody's coming to Ghana, you give them £5,000, £1,000 to come to Ghana. Those ones are not tracked because they're literally given to family or friends or whatnot to bring to Ghana. So if you want to get into that space, that's where ZPay comes in. That's where Chango, which is the IT consortium, as well as Pay Angel. So these are businesses fintech businesses that you can actually, remittance businesses that you can actually get into that space. And then we have travel and tourism. I'll actually give an example of what Sorted is doing, Vidette is doing right now with Sorted Charlie, and she's doing very, very well in that space. You can do, travel and tourism. You can do medical tourism as well. So these are things that you can get into when it comes to business, doing businesses with the diasporas. I'll give an example of this, and this is just by the way. So, and there's one time one diaspora came to my office, and then she was, complaining bitterly about Ghana and whatnot. So I spoke to her, and I'm like, said she wanted to do business in Ghana. So I spoke to her and I asked her why the complaint, what the issue was. And this is what she said. She said she went to Bloom Bar, right? I don't know how many of you know where Bloom is or Bloom Bar is. And she just, sparked a conversation with the Ghanaian, and the person vouched for themselves, literally, that they wanted to, get into business with them. And she actually handed over $50,000, just like that. $50,000, just meeting somebody. That's how powerful networking is. So this is where networking actually helps in these regards. But then her didn't end well. Didn't end well. It got into a situation where she probably doesn't even know where the guy is right now. So she came to GIPC, and she was complaining bitterly as to, her bad experiences and whatnot. So getting into businesses with the diasporas, you have to make sure that there's an open and transparent conversation. You have to make sure those people, they are willing, diasporas are willing, because of affinity to Ghana, affinity to their home countries, they are willing and able, and they want to invest in. So there are various opportunities, but you have to look for them. Like I said, I'm always here, I'm always available. Other businesses that you can also get into, like I said, some things will never go out of style, some things you need forever, you need food, to actually survive. So getting into a food and beverage business. We have some diasporas who have actually moved back. I have recently, somebody just moved back and she's doing the dried fruits. Then we have Violet also doing hair, skin gourmet, and she's gotten into food and whatnot. And she'll forever, make it, because this food is something that you can never, you can never go without. Then we have real estate. As I was having a conversation with Pastor earlier, real estate is something that's the biggest inquiry for us, and not just GIPC, and other agencies you've spoken to. land issues is always a problem, but real estate is something that some aspects that we've moved. So Dev Traco, he's moved, but he's revamped, Dev Traco. Then we have Kofi and Ku, we have Miroku, we have Hannah, and these are all people that are into the real estate space. So real estate is a booming thing. So for instance, you have a house somewhere you don't use for anything, or you don't know what to do with. Why don't you school set up for December where everybody is looking for an Airbnb? People actually get in touch with us asking for those services. Oh, I want affordable homes, for a short stay for December. And then this is what people are doing. So they are literally turning. I know someone who actually turned their house. They went to live with somebody else and turned their house into an Airbnb just for December, just for the December period. So you can imagine the amount of money they will make. And people are charging $2,000, $5,000 just for a very short period. Somebody I know is charging $2,500 per day, and this is Ghana. So when it comes to real estate, this is something that you can never go wrong. If you have a building, like I said, if you have a building somewhere you're not using for anything, you want to get into real estate, get into it. And then we come to cosmetics. It's also, now everybody's into the skincare space. And everybody's doing skincare online, if you look at it. So thankfully for us, we live in a space where we have the natural resources. So you can go to the north, thankfully, it's not just going to get from them, right? But also investing in them. So the women in the north, you give them proceeds. I know Shea Moisture, for instance, they give proceeds from their sale to the women in the north as well. So you live in a country where you have the natural resources. You have the cocoa, you have the gold, you have the shea butter, and these are products that you can turn into skincare and then actually sell it, export it. Whatever it is, you still make your money. So for me, I feel that these are the, in terms of setting up businesses with the diaspora, these are some of the businesses that you can do that I know you will get your return on investment. So yes, I'm open for any questions.
Okay, Marina.
Yes.
So from your experience, if someone has a business idea, they are looking for a diasporan partner, typically, what kind of investment can they expect? To sort of use it as a gauge if one wants to look in that direction.
Right. Well, it depends on the business. It depends on the business you want to get into. It depends on the partner, what they're also looking for. It depends on the percentage you're also looking for. We do have a database here at GIPC where we've collated all the business. Well, most people come to us with business profiles. So like you're asking me, you want to do your solo business, for instance, right? You can send me your business profile. Well, I'll give it to my research team. They will blast it on their database for anybody who's interested in investing in that sort of business. Now, in terms of how much they would put in, it's really up to you and the investor, right? Yeah. No set amount. There's no set amount. So I can tell you maybe it's 10,000 or 20,000. Maybe I tell you 10,000, the person tells you, oh, I can give you 100,000, right? So it's the conversations that you would have with your investor. So, and we at GIPC, we are not privy to those kinds of conversations. Because
we make the connection and then it's not to talk.
Yes, because obviously we can't get into your business, right? Yeah. we can't get into your business. So, but some do come back and ask some of these questions. They're asking, do you think that? So really, for me, I literally hand them over to a legal firm.
Okay.
I feel that you should always have a lawyer. Always. It doesn't matter what it is. It's not just about registering at the Registrar General's Department. Right now it's okay. Right now it's ROC. I'm still doing old school. That's Registrar of Companies is what it's called now, ROC. So it's not just about you going to register and then, oh, I trust this person. See, somebody was duped of 50,000. So you always have to make sure lawyers are involved. contracts are signed before money is exchanged, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
More for their protection or for our protection?
For both, actually, so that you both get protected. Because now, right now that the Ghanaian has run away with 50,000, she's at the losing end.
Yeah. Mm. Okay. The floor is still open. Any more questions?
Hi. Hi Marina. My name is Angela. I live in the UK. I've got a question. So this is really very informative and thank you. It's a lot you don't know when you don't know. Exactly. My question is, I mean, with all of this, yeah, it's free. Is there a fee anywhere? I mean, like someone just walks in and decides to give me, like I advertise or I say, okay, I want some funding for a little business I want to do, and someone says, okay, I'm going to give you like 100,000 or 1 million. Is there a fee anywhere, or is there like something I've got to give anywhere? It all comes to me. And if the business booms, is there any other payment? I mean, I'm just asking, or it's so like, okay, someone just gave me 100,000, and again, do you keep? Is there a tracker for these things? Like, Angela sets up a business and she's doing this and she got this and it's moved from here to here, that you can share with other people. Like, if I wanted a list of people doing business I want to probably partner with, is there like something like that? Thank you.
Yes. So we do. To answer your last question first, so we do have a database that has a lot of businesses on there. So if you tell me you're in the manufacturing sector, you send me an email, I would get the data for you that these are the companies that are in the manufacturing sector. We send them over to you, and then you decide to get in touch with whoever you feel is more aligned to what you want to do. In terms of that being a fee, okay, so that one is not really GIPC related. I would say that it's, you obviously have to have a business plan, right? And in a business plan, you would have to project your finances, okay? You have to state the financials for the next couple of years. So that's between you and the investor. The investor has to look through your books, has to see your ideas, has to see how you're going to maintain it, how you're going to, get the return on investment, how you're going to, get your profit margins, all of those things. So it's between you and the investor, right? And your business model and your business plan. So that necessarily GIPC doesn't handle. We just match you up to the investor and that's it. You should have done your research, should have done your homework, should put together something that is concrete. And like I said, should have a lawyer, 100%, I'll keep saying that, should have a lawyer, check through it, have conversations so that, let's say, even if the person is investing $100 million into your business, how are you going to make money? How are you going to spread it across? So that none of you lose and none of you get into any sort of trouble. So that space, it really is it's between you, it's a personal decision between you and the investor. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
So hi, it's Miranda again. So I think with me, I'm actually Togolese. So it's just to touch base again on what Yemi said. Because I know I have a sister in Ghana and that's one of her constraints though. So you said it's currently in the process, but do you have a timeline on when? I know that would be hard to say though, but
listen, in all honesty, I would say that I still live in Ghana. So let me know, give you a timeline, and I tell you it's going to happen in 2 years, and then it doesn't happen. But I did promise, and I think I promised one of you on the call right now. I can't remember who I promised this to, but by the end of the year, we should have our reforms done. Because it's been with cabinets for a while. Cabinet sometimes keeps it, depending on how they feel. I'll tell you this. So one time we had our documents with them, right? Cabinet. It took like 4 or 5 years. But we've had it with them for a while, and now it's with them. Fingers crossed, they promised that we should have it by the close of this year. So I'm praying that we do have it, but then please, you get in touch with me like mid-year, let's see how far it's gotten. But we are trying to change that. I know it's one of the barriers. Every speaking engagement I have without fail, and I'm not even exaggerating, every speaking engagement that I have, this issue comes up. apart from the land issue, this issue comes up where it's like we are deterring people from coming to invest in Ghana because not everybody has 200,000 or 500,000 wholly owned. Yes, to understand you mid-year, hopefully.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, whilst we wait for the last few questions, I think we are just about wrapping up. I said to Marina to also give us a bit of a personal career profile and her journey in the world of corporate professional. And so, Marina, we want to hear your story. Your truth, let's say your truth. And how you got to where you are, some highs, some lows, and how you can inspire those who probably can identify with where you are now.
Yeah, for me, it's not because I'm on a Christian space right now, but for me, how I got here, I always say is glory to God, to be honest. It's not about, I always say that's not about, the fancy things you see on the outside, but it's the relationship with God, 100%. So I wouldn't be sitting here if it wasn't for God. There are so many times where I didn't even know what I wanted, but God knew what I wanted. Yes, so I grew up and I always knew I wanted to be a lawyer, 100%. I was going to do law. That was what I was going to do. Nobody was going to stop me. At 10 years old, I had a plan for my life. That's how deep it was. So for me, I'm an anal person. I've always believed in vision. Habakkuk saying that, write the vision. When I was 10 years, 15 years old, I wrote my vision and I told God, this is what I want to do. So I wanted to do international relations. I wanted to be a lawyer. So these are the courses I was going to take. I mean, I should tell you the course I took. So I took French, I took literature, I did all those things. I literally planned my life in a certain way. And then eventually I decided to go to law school. And unfortunately, as you said, the challenges happened. Unfortunately, my first hit came where it was my dad. So my dad passed away whilst I was in law school. And those times were, it was hard. So when he passed away, obviously, if your parents is paying your school fees and he passes away, now you're going to think, listen, I don't live in Ghana, because I didn't live in Ghana at that time. I don't live in Ghana. Now who's going to be paying? When you live in the UK, I'm sure you guys, Pastor and Andrew, you say, when you live in the UK, they don't care if your father or your sister or your brother has passed. Rent is rent. School fees, you have to pay. You have to pay up. So, by God's grace, we did it small. So I'll tell you the testimony. I'll give a testimony. I've never shared this story before. So publicly. So my father passed. And if you live in the UK and you go in as a student, you have to finish with the course you started with. So now my father has passed. I couldn't do the law anymore because I couldn't study, my brain was all over the place. So then I had to go to plan B. Now going to plan B, you have to call the home office and tell them that, listen, my things have changed, okay? So I want to change my course. And then they said, okay, fine, call the school. If you call the school and they're willing to change it, you can stay in the UK. So then I called the school and I said, listen, my father has passed. I actually emailed them and listen, my father has passed away. I can't concentrate. I can't do anything right now. So can I change my course into international relations? Because that's my next step anyway. So can we just bump it up? And they said, they'll get back to me. So I just prayed. I was fasting. I was praying. And the professor himself of the department emailed me and says, yes, we will do it for you. So yes, so that's where the first testimony comes in. He says, yes, we'll do it for you. We'll change it for you. Obviously, yours is a rare situation. So that's how I got into the international relations space. And then I graduated and I worked in the UK for a bit. And then eventually I moved back about 5 years ago. And a chance encounter with somebody who told me, I met the person, networking. I met the person says, hey, GIPC is setting up they want to set up a diaspora desk. And I think you'd be the best person to do it. So can you go see the CEO and then have a conversation and what's not? And I said, okay, I'll do that. I'll go. And even then, I wasn't really led to go because for me, I believe I have to pray about everything before I go. So yeah, so I got really lazy about it, to be honest. I really wasn't looking for anything. I was in a bad place at that time. And eventually I came to see the CEO and I said, okay, let's do the interview. Hurry up, let me finish. I was in my head, let me finish this interview and go back to my house and sleep. And then that day when I went for the interview, he said, okay, you're hired. Now let's go and do your interview with the HR the following week. And then that's it. Wow. So yes, so I had to pray a lot. And then I get into when I got into it, now this is another hurdle that comes up. At that time, there was no diaspora. You see, right now, there's a lot of diaspora all over the place. There wasn't anything. Year return had just happened. So there wasn't really much of a buzz on diaspora investment. There was no literature. There was no nothing. And I've been brought into a space that I have to establish the departments from scratch with no literature. Wow. So this is why I had to do a lot of hard work. Unless you are not doing, I don't see diaspora on your page, I will send you a message. I was sending people messages in the Caribbean, UK, the US, Latin America. I was sending everybody, listen, I'm establishing this thing in Ghana. It's the first of its kind. Can you please help me? And then that's what I mean by networking. I was DMing everybody I could DM. And thankfully, a lot of them responded. And then I was able to, by myself at that time, one woman show at that time, set it up. Now, this is where you're asking about challenges. Pushback. Imagine you, first of all, you're already annoyed. You moved back from the UK. You've come into a place where the position doesn't exist. You establish the place. You're a woman, right? You're a Black woman. Well, Ghana, we don't even mind if you're a Black woman or not. But I go for meetings and I'm the youngest person in the room. And I'm a woman. Now, they're already thinking, but who is this airhead looking or with her long, those days, with her long weave and her dresses with the heels, what does she have to offer? So they'll sideline you all the time. And that's what the hurdle that I used to deal with all the time. I'll go for meetings and sometimes I'll just be quietly listening. Then I started praying about it. I'm like, listen, God, you didn't, what God has started, he will finish. He won't put you into a space where he doesn't feel like you won't thrive. Or you won't put you in a space where he feels like it's not yours. He won't give you something that doesn't belong to you. Bear in mind, I didn't take anybody's position. It was created. God created that position for me. So I'm like, no, I have to own that space. Lots of pushback even in my own, institution, pushback from everybody. And finally, people started to buy into the diaspora investment space. And glory to God, here we are now. So I always say it's glory to God. It hasn't been easy. It's still not easy. But the only thing that's keeping me going is prayers. And like I said, it's not because I'm on a Christian channel. I'll tell you this behind the scenes anyway. The only thing sustaining me in life is my prayer life with God and my relationship with God. Because you cannot work in a government institution and think you have it easy, especially if you're in Ghana. Not to scare, I don't know about Togo and the US and the likes, but in Ghana, if you know, you know. That's all I can say about that. Yeah. So in a nutshell, that's my little, testimony, challenges, what's not.
Well, Marina, thank you so much for sharing. That was very inspiring. I love the bit about prayer. Some people, when they're under stress, they take their phone. Some of them, they run under the bed. You cry out to God. God bless you for that inspirational testimony. People, for the sake of time, Marina has other engagements, so we are going to leave it here. On behalf of City Harvest School, I really want to say a very big thank you to you, Marina, for coming along. Why don't you open your phone and just give her a big shout to appreciate her?
Thank you, Marina.
Thank you.
God bless you. Amen. I receive it. I need all the blessings. Trust me. Like I said, if you know, you know. All right. Thank you all. And thank you to Sharon, Ajwa, everybody. Thank you to Pastor. Thank you for inviting me to speak. I do know it was last minute. And I know if I hadn't done it, Ajwa would just find me and, make my life.
Hey, madam.
Let me put you on blast.
Thank you for coming.
Welcome. Thank you all. Have a lovely weekend.
You too. Bye-bye. Thank you so much. Bye.
Okay, so God bless you all. I believe it has been a blessing. Just before we leave, what do you think about today's forum? Just one or two thoughts. Hello? Is anybody there?
Yes, Pastor.
Who wants to share? What was your learning experience? And we also want to know that we made impact. So please share with us. What was your highlights?
Okay. So today what I've learned is that God, at the end of the message, God will not put you in a position that you won't grow. He will give you the opportunity to grow. He will create a place for you. So as our speaker for today was saying, we really need to be prayerful. We really need to put our trust in God, because He's the one to elevate us.
Amen. God bless you, my brother. Sister Jifa, are you there?
Sorry, I joined really late, so I wouldn't be able to make too many comments, unfortunately.
How many minutes were you able to enjoy?
I'll be surprised if I did 15. I literally just logged on actually. So
Okay, then let's take it from this direction. What inspiration have you received in terms of how to network with diasporans? For example, I like the Airbnb part. You want to use your small room to do Airbnb for diasporans?
a room. Well, I mean, yeah, it's a great idea. I believe so there's a few things to think through regarding what she said, but I joined when she started talking about when she lost her dad, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that was when she was giving her personal testimony. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, don't worry. I want to explore that side a little bit. Is there anybody who is thinking about going into that side of things? Maybe you have a house. I think she said something around people in December now effectively ejecting out of their own house and making it available for guests, so that they can make a lot of money between that December-January season. Is this something that is sort of giving an idea to anybody at all?
Hello, yes, Pastor.
All right. Who wants to share?
Yeah, okay. So the Airbnb idea is something I've been thinking about for some time, but I didn't know about maybe you have a little self-contained somewhere you can actually prepare it for the December period. So that was an aha moment for me. So that was an idea I got also. It was a very insightful session. I learned a lot. Thank you very much.
Wow, God bless you. And I know it's inciting for others too, but they don't want to speak. If you do that, you are being selfish. Please speak. I have brought you a fantastic guest. She has met you. The least you can do is to also share. All right? I want to hear from anybody or everybody.
Yeah, I think it's a really good idea. And I was even telling Carol that we should also do that. And I think one of the things that I really like about what
Ghana government wants $200,000 from you, Miranda, before you can start.
Pardon?
Ghana government wants $200,000 from you before you can start.
Oh, no. They had to sell me for that. Yeah, but I think
this is something I'm thinking about.
Yeah, so that's one part. But then what I actually gained today is that the limitation is in our head.
Yeah.
Right? Because there are so many opportunities, but I think we ourselves limit ourselves in the
Yeah.
sense that you think the little thing that is not enough, but you can actually really start small. And I really like the way like Sandra was also saying it, but then there's another idea that like she actually gave on top of that. So to me, like with me, I think you always start small, but then like, and then grow up on that. But above all is prayer.
Yeah.
So that was really my take today.
God bless you, my sister. Prayer and taking some bold step of faith. I think also another thing that I saw from her presentation is that go for the knowledge. A lot of what they are doing there is to promote the knowledge. And sometimes you sort of don't know what is possible until you begin to find out and know that, if this and that is happening, then maybe I can also do this and that and that. And then we see what God will do. So in that context, I think the first she spoke about that is coming up at the end of the month is one that some of us should really think about visiting, those of us in Accra. So we will get the details, we will share it on the platform, and it will be a blessing. So God bless you all. Finally, before we leave, is there anybody here who doesn't know about City Harvest School? Some of you were invited from other platforms. Anybody who wants to just say hello to us who is a complete guest and doesn't know about City Harvest School? I see Bokua Ajua. I think Bokua will be a guest. I haven't seen Bokua in City Harvest School before. Bokua, do you want to say hello?
Hello, Pastor.
Hey, how are you?
Very fine, thank you.
So, which road did you travel on to get here today?
So I'm coming from Worthy Woman through Sharon.
Oh, wow, powerful. Were you blessed?
Yes, I was. I came in late, so that's why I'm not saying anything. I came in late.
Okay.
I woke up a bit late. It's now 9 a.m. here, so.
I see. Well, we are happy that you were blessed.
Thank you.
You are invited. Do you know about City Harvest School?
Yes, I know.
And so when are you applying?
Soon. Soon.
Yeah. So yeah, just a quick intro. So City Harvest, we are an online Christian education platform, and we prepare you for the work of the ministry. And our methodology or training is mainly by what we call soaking, where we listen to the word of God several times every week, and then we come for a discussion class. And we have different routes. If you want a very formal setting where you earn a certificate, you can register as a formal student. But if you just want to listen and build up your faith and still learn what we are learning, you can do that without earning a certificate. And that is an audit stream. And so it's very flexible. You can combine it with your regular lifestyle, whether you're a mother or a lawyer or already a full-time ministry. You can learn something by joining us. So we really want to encourage everybody to join us. Our current trimester is almost halfway through. You only need to go to www.cityharvest.school. And then there's an apply link, fill the form, and our administrators will get in touch with you. So I think these are the main announcements. If there's no question, then God bless you all for joining us. We hope you were blessed. We do have another forum that will be running before the end of the trimester, and we're going to let you know more about that. Until that time, the Lord bless you, the Lord keep you, the Lord cause his face to shine upon you, the Lord be gracious to you, the Lord lift up his countenance upon you, the Lord give you his peace, his shalom in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Have a great weekend, everybody. Take care.
Thank you, Pastor.
Bye. Bye.
Why is it?